spiky bits.
Hey guys, MBG here today with a look at the latest White Dwarf for September 2013. And as you can see from the cover, this is the release of the Space Marines with the highly debated Centurion models on the front. Now I've only got 7 minutes of recording time left on this, so it's going to be interesting. I'm going to try to keep it right to 7 minutes, so let's get right to it. Again, it's about 150 pages or so with the first I guess roughly 40-ish pages about just ads and stuff, different things that are happening. No Blanjitsu again this issue, but we do have a battle report, obviously parade ground, battleground, another Citadel Hall of Fame, armor through the ages shown in different types of Space Marine armor, war diary, kit bash, paint splatter, Jeremy Vitok talks, which I actually read that over the Jervis Johnson one. White Dwarf retailer listing, and then the studio stuff, and then also there's a little Forge World tidbit in the very back of that as well. So let's jump right into it. Obviously the Space Marines are out, and here's the I guess the very first leaked photos of the Centurions here. And I have to admit, from this photo they don't look that great, but once you start seeing them with all their weaponry and such, I'm kind of starting to dig them. I think they're I think they're pretty cool looking, and that's kind of what I suspected would happen, but not a lot of people wanted to admit it. So here is another look at the newly cut tactical squad, and the sprues are kind of leaked all over the internet anyways, but this kind of shows you kind of what they would look like assembled, because the combi weapons don't come assembled on the sprue, which is super neat to see. You got the little pistol, the little combi weapons, the new plasma. Finally they made the multi-part rocket kit just like the Devastator one, but it also comes in the tactical, which is pretty cool to see. Next up, so basically that's the whole section of all of that. It doesn't look like we have a digital release this time, but we do have the Fall of Damnos Warzone book, which basically is just a new supplement for Apocalypse. So no digital release, but we got this. So it makes me wonder if they're starting to run out of material to actually put out. So we might see the rumored White Scars decks next month. Who knows? A little fantasy army feature in here, Owen Patton's Chaos Ogres, which are actually pretty spectacular if you start looking through it. Some very cool lighting effects and different things, some mutations and things. Very, very, very well done Chaos Army, and anybody would be definitely proud to own that. For the battle report, obviously it's going to have Space Marines, and I've always been a fan of Matt Hudson's Space Marines ever since the Armageddon book. His stuff was in there, and he's grown his army throughout the 10 or so years since that came out. And also Steel Legion as well. He's definitely a fan of that. So we got Matt Hudson's Black Templars, which is a little bit misleading because, a lot of these are the Black Templar kits that you can't even get anymore, versus some Chaos action. And something unique about this battle report is they actually have the points costs in here, which was kind of cool to see. For instance, the Stalker tank is roughly 70 points, and then if you look at the whatchamajiggers, the Centurions, they're roughly 280 for this configuration. So it's kind of cool to see the different things. And here was some interesting kind of looks in the background here. It's some Tyranid stuff. Some people are saying they're new. Some people are saying that they're just older models, just kind of positioned weirdly. I personally think there's something we haven't seen before, but I guess we'll know in a couple months either way as far as that goes. So the power armor section, basically all the different marks of power armor, which was kind of cool to see right here. Is definitely a blast from the past, and then culminating in a Mark 8 errant armor, which apparently is on the Sternguard veterans. And War Diary, that's basically just a feature on Armies on Parade, which is some pretty cool stuff in here. Then we flip back to Kit Bash, which I have my own opinions on this particular section of articles, but anyways, they basically have already repositioned a lot of the new Space Marine models and tactical models and things like that. It looks like the kit also comes with a heavy flamer, which is very cool to see. Then you got some different war gear, armaments like the Thunderhammers and things from the different kits are already available out there. The paint splatter article was really good. I actually really enjoyed this one. For the very first time, they're like, hey, you don't always have to use our brushes. And actually, if you read the article I did on the blog last week about painting, airbrushing large surfaces, these 2-inch brushes are fantastic for doing like terrain boards and large tanks and things like that, and they only cost like $1 at Lowe's or Home Depot or wherever you fancy. So this section is actually pretty money. I would almost buy the magazine just for this, because they go over like the different types of metals, the armors, excuse me, like different trim and different metals, how to weather your weapons, then the different chapter colors and things like that. So this issue right here is almost worth it just for the paint splatter, in my humble opinion. But I digress. So then we get to the back in the design studio. After the little White Dwarf feature, they kind of go into the design studio, kind of talking about some of the different things, how they did what and why for the Space Marine release. So that was pretty cool to see as well. Some different area photos of, hey, Helldrakes are a problem. We made this tank to deal with them, and hopefully it does, because they are a problem. But not as big of a problem as the Riptide. That thing is out of control. We need to get rid of it, because when you go to a major tournament and every list, when when like 80% of the tables are running like a combination of two different specific army types, and they all have at least one Riptide in it, it's called overpowered. In Magic, something would get banned, but we'll see how it goes for 40K. And then Forge World, obviously the new Syrian tank. Syrian tank, pretty cool. I definitely want to pick up one of these, and as you can tell, it's kind of the missing link, the rumored missing link between the Predator and the Land Raider. And some new special characters from the Horus Heresy series. Very cool to see, finally in figure form. So that's pretty much all we got time for, because this camera battery is about to die. So that's about all we got today. Hope you enjoyed my video review of the newest White Dwarf, and we'll see you again soon for some Space Marine models.
Spiky bits. Spiky bits.